Hello, YouTube. Today is a beautiful day here in Dallas, Texas. It's sunny and just gorgeous. It's like 65 degrees. Perfect day. Today I wanted to discuss a video about what do you need to consider when selecting a dairy goat, and why did I choose Lamancha as my dairy goat. Before selecting dairy goats, I've had opportunity where I was able to buy some raw goat's milk and from one of the farmers nearby, and try some Nigerian dwarf milk, and I loved it. It was very creamy, fresh, really delicious goat's milk. And when I drank that milk, I instantly realized that dairy goats is something I will definitely keep. And obviously I am a family of 4, so we don't need a cow. It produces way more milk than we can ever use, and I don't intend to sell any milk. So keeping dairy goats for my family milk consumption was the main idea for one of the main ideas. So milk taste was very important to me. If it tastes milky, goaty, or was not creamy, then maybe we will not like it. And that's when I decided to get the breed Lamancha. The reason I selected Lamancha is Lamancha's fat is very close to Nigerian dwarf. But for me, keeping Nigerian dwarf, there were a couple of reasons I could not keep them, because they are really, really small goats, and I have 5 acres here in the city, but behind my 5 acres, I have a green belt, and we have so many coyotes and bobcats that come in. Even though I have a fence, they will just jump over or dig under and get in. And there's just no way for me to protect goats, Nigerian dwarfs, from coyotes. They can attack a large size or adult size Nigerian dwarf, and I would have to keep donkey and some outside dogs to protect my goats, and I did not want to add more animals to keep goats. In my situation, I just wanted minimum amount of goats, and ideally I'd only wanted 2 goats for my family, and that's it. Well, later I realized, since I'm going to keep goats, why not try to get the agriculture exemption for the 5 acres I have. And so I am keeping more goats now. I have, I think, 7 goats now, and a buck, so about 8 goats right now. And I have enough property over here for them to graze and do their thing. I do also have some horses, so they share all that area. So the main reason, one of the main reasons is the size of the goat. I did not want a small size goat. A small size goat, basically, you get little milk. A Nigerian dwarf produces only a quart of milk in the morning and quart in the night. So, and that too if they are really, really, really good bloodline goats. Otherwise, they would produce half a quart in the morning and quart in the evening, which is about 1/4 of a gallon a day, or 1/3 of a gallon a day. So that's pretty standard for a Nigerian dwarf. And that's too little milk. And I was going to hand milk my goats, so I did not want to deal with the small sized teats. Nigerians have small, really tiny teats, and even some big, large-sized goats have tiny teats. However, Nigerian dwarf, their large-sized teat is a very small teat. So I did not want to deal with that. I don't think I have the patience to milk from such a small teat more every day, morning and evening, and go through that frustration. I just cannot. So that was one of the reasons too. So the first reason was the size, that I cannot keep small goats because of coyotes, and the second reason is the size of the teat, and the third reason is the amount of milk. I just don't have, they don't produce enough for me to I mean, I would have to milk like 3-4 goats to get enough milk for my family per day, and I did not want to go through that. Nigerian dwarf, you would think they're so small and they would be pretty cheap, but in my areas, Nigerian dwarf goats sell about $700, $800, depending on how good their bloodline is. Some of them are as expensive as $1,200. And Lamanchas are run about 500 to 700 price range, depending on how old she is and how good she is, etc. Okay, so those are the reasons I did not select Nigerian dwarf. Otherwise, the butterfat milk, I mean the fat content in the milk and the taste of the milk is excellent. Comparing that milk with Lamancha, comparing Nigerian dwarf milk to Lamancha milk, the milk is almost the same consistency, the same taste. So I did not see a huge difference in the type of milk. So Lamancha just gives me more milk of the same kind. It's not that much more. Nigerian dwarf milk is not more creamier than Lamancha. It's pretty much the same. I could not tell the difference. I maybe scientifically, if I send it in a lab, they can find the difference, but taste wise, the amount of cream that settles on the top after a day or two was exactly the same as between both the breeds, Lamancha and Nigerian. I did try and buy a Nubian goat, and her name was Peppy and Pipa, and Pipa was a really, really beautiful goat, very, very nice personality, but boy, she was loud. And Nubians are known to be very, very loud. The minute we entered our property, she started baying, and my entire neighborhood, all my neighbors knew I have goats. The year before that, I've had goats, but not everybody knew I had goats until the Nubian came. So Nubians are very obnoxiously loud. Some people are okay with it, and I am not. I cannot stand that loud bang of goats. Lamanchas are extremely quiet, extremely quiet. So are Alpines. I've also had Alpines. Alpine goats are also very nice. They are very quiet, very sweet personality. I actually like Alpine personality more than Lamancha personality. I mean, very similar, but more delicate, I would say. Alpines are very delicate, very kind of like docile compared to Lamanchas. Lamanchas can be feisty. They fight in between a lot, and Alpine, the one that I had was very sweet. I actually had 2 Alpines, and they both were very, very sweet Alpines. Anyway, so, and they're also very beautiful. I love the way Alpines look. I love their ears. Lamanchas, they have more dog-like faces compared to Alpine, in my opinion. Anyway, so that was the reason the main reason I did not actually keep Alpine was the type of milk. They produced actually more milk. However, the milk was so much more watery, and hardly any creamy, and also they had a little bit goatiness in the milk. So I and my kids did not enjoy the milk at all. So right away I knew that Alpine breed is not going to work for me. um, they produced almost over a gallon every single day. Alpines did. They almost give me 1.5 gallons of milk. I'm talking about a 2-year-old Alpine doe would produce a gallon and a half a day. That's pretty standard, I would say. And then Lamancha produces very close to a gallon a day, and Nubians produce even less. They produce about 3/4 of a gallon a day. Very few Nubians produce maybe probably more, a gallon. The one that I had produced 3/4 of a gallon a day. It could be that she was holding on to some of the milk or not, I don't know, but that's how it was. So the Nubian milk was just fine, very similar to La Mancha. They didn't find any big difference. Like, I didn't see any extra cream or anything like that on top that La Mancha did not have. So the thickness of the milk was just as thick as La Mancha milk. Taste was just as Nubian milk was just as same as La Mancha milk. So milk wise was pretty much the same, but the personality of the goat itself is day and night difference. Nubians are so much more smarter and so loud. They are very beautiful though. I love their ears. I love the baby ears too. They're really cute. Cute goat breed, but I don't want a loud, really loud Nubian goat. So that was one of the reasons. I don't know if you can go through my videos and find, I had a Pipa goat name, and she was smart, and she would open the bin of goat feed and help herself. So she was very smart. She could use her teeth like fingers. What else? Milk. Yeah, I think those are the reasons I selected La Manchas. I've tried Nubian and Alpine. I've not tried Saanen, or also there are other dairy goat breeds that I have not looked into. Another reason, I think Alpines do great in much more colder weather. I live in Dallas, Texas area, so we have mild winters and really hot summers. So La Manchas do fine in summer as long as you have a little shade, and they will pant, but they'll be fine. They'll still produce milk, and they'll be fine. But Alpines really suffer in the Texas heat, and that's my observation. Nubians also do fine in heat. So I think if I have to choose another breed other than La Mancha, Nubian would be my breed, even though I don't like their loud nature. But that would be my second breed to choose. But if I was living in a colder weather and I didn't care about the thickness of the milk or the creaminess, then I would select Alpine as my milk. Here is a chart where you can see the differences of the milk fat, and some pictures for teat size comparison. This picture is nice and long teats, nice, easy for milking, and here you can see how small they are. Thank you for watching, and I hope this is helpful. Have a nice day.